All right, I'm really excited for this lesson because in this lesson, we're going to be taking a look at some essential elements of an effective sales page. Hi there and welcome to the channel. My name is Janae Jackson and I am a digital marketer and blogger. Here on this channel, we're dedicated to all things business, marketing, and automation for small business owners and online entrepreneurs. If that sounds like your cup of tea or your cup of coffee, consider subscribing. Now let's just run through all of the elements really quickly and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into them. Attention-grabbing one-line pitch. Explanatory subheading. Call out the problem. Build rapport and proof of authority and credentials. Announcement of your product or service as the solution. Fascinating feature benefit statements and bullet points. Social proof of results, a value stack, bonuses, a risk-removing guarantee, frequently asked questions, a call to action, scarcity, urgency, and a PS. This part is so important. You have to be able to communicate and present your offer in a way that communicates that value. Price, for example, is only an issue in the absence of value. Many times, it's not the price that stops people from either contacting you, scheduling a consultation, or actually going through with purchasing and working with you. It's oftentimes you just are not able to communicate enough value for the price to make sense. But if you do that, and this structure is going to help you to do so, price becomes absolutely insignificant most times. Now let's delve a little deeper into each element of an effective sales page structure. An attention-grabbing one-line pitch. In other words, your headline. Your headline is the first opportunity to gain your customers' interest by making an emotional appeal to whatever problem they're trying to solve. Headlines should be clear and easy to understand. They should include your keywords so that they're easily searchable on Google. And your headline should be interesting enough so that your reader wants to keep reading. An explanatory subheading. You want to follow your headline with a more detailed subheading that begins to explain how your offer delivers on the promise that you make in the main headline. The job of your subheading is to reassure your audience that there's a real method to the madness. There's a method behind the promise that you make in your headline. Call out the problem. Right after your headline and after your subheadline, you want to present the problem that the customer is having, focusing especially on the customer's pain. For example, if you're in the niche of dating and relationships, you could present a problem like this. Are you tired of striking out with the opposite sex? Are you tired of striking out when it comes to the opposite sex? Do you get a tight feeling in your stomach whenever you see a happy couple because it makes you wonder if you will ever find the perfect one? You want to call out their problem and speak directly to their pain point. Build rapport and prove your authority and credentials. Why do doctors all around the world wear a white coat? Especially when some of them work with red blood and other bodily fluids that could stain the white coat, because the white coat is easy to recognize and has become a sign of medical authority. You don't need to ask the person that walks in with the white coat into the hospital what the credentials are. Similarly, you need to display your white coat of authority on your sales page. Why should they listen to you? Why should they trust you? And more importantly, why should they buy from you? What qualifications do you have? What makes you an authority on your product or your service? Make sure to build your rapport with potential customers, as this helps to communicate why they should work with you. Announcement of your product or service as the solution. It is critical that you portray your product as not just one of the many possible solutions, but as the solution that will give them the exact type of relief from whatever pain that they're experiencing. If you can illustrate this, not only with your words, but also with pictures and video, even better. Fascinating feature benefit statements And bullet points. Bullet points highlight important information and get straight to the point, similarly to a benefit statement. Long story short, these are important because they give your customers helpful context in an easy to scan format. Example number 1, let's say you're a marketing agency and you're offering services to small business owners who are having a difficult time marketing their businesses. An example of a benefit statement would be, creating a clear marketing plan with us will help you attract at least 5 clients in the next quarter. Example number 2, let's say you're an insurance broker looking to help a homeowner who's debating hurricane insurance for the upcoming storm season. An example of a really good benefit statement could be, hurricane insurance helps you bounce back in the unfortunate event that your home gets damaged during a hurricane. It's clear, it's to the point, it highlights the problem, and it highlights the exact direct solution to the problem. Social proof and results. Social proof, also known as the bandwagon approach, is when you show your prospects how other people have benefited from your product. Social proof often takes the form of product reviews or testimonials. You can include stories. You can also include stories of people who have experienced great outcomes as a result of your product or service. Another effective way to demonstrate social proof is by co-branding with a familiar brand that you may be associated with. This is an excellent way to build trust with new or existing customers. Value stacking. Value stacking is when you break your offer into parts, assign a value to each one of those parts, and then have a total which you use to compare against your price. It's a way for you to try to set the value of your offer rather than relying on the buyer to figure out the value for themselves. Bonuses. Bonuses are not always necessary. They're not absolutely essential, but they can often help to sweeten the pot and help customers to make the decision to buy if they're on the fence. Usually bonuses are 1 or 2 additional products that are directly related to your primary product or service that you throw in for free. You can include anywhere from 1 to 3 bonuses. More than 3 can make it kind of confusing to the customer. You want to make sure that you also assign a value to the bonus. This helps you to increase the overall perceived value. A risk-removing guarantee. You almost always want to offer a guarantee because offering a guarantee removes the risk for the customer. With a money-back guarantee, for example, some people will buy your product and ask for refunds just so they can get the product for free. It happens, but not many people are going to do that. And so I think it's worth offering a guarantee in many scenarios. But you don't have to offer a money-back guarantee per se. You can offer a satisfaction guarantee, promising that you will revise your work or you will work on whatever your service is until they are happy. Removing risk for the customer makes it easier for them to say yes to your product or service. Frequently asked questions. Of course, as you know, your customers and your potential customers are going to have questions along the way. It's a good idea to include some of those questions on your sales page. A call to action. Your call to action is perhaps the most important part of your landing page or sales page. I know there are a lot of important parts, but this is a part that cannot be neglected. It cannot be omitted because your call to action is where you tell your customers exactly what is it that you want for them to do next. Do you want them to buy this product? Do you want them to subscribe to your email list? Do you want them to schedule a consultation? And so on and so on. By the time the reader has made it all the way through your sales page, we have primed them for the next action. So you want to tell them what that action is. It's critical that your call to action is clear and to the point, and there should be no ambiguity as to what you want the customer to do next. Don't suggest, tell them exactly what you want them to do to get the ball rolling. Additionally, you don't want to wait until the very end of the sales page. You want to be inserting your call to action throughout the entire sales page. Urgency and scarcity. Urgency in sales, for example, is a technique that professionals use to create a sense that the potential customer needs to act immediately if they wish to, for example, purchase the product or service for the best price. Creating urgency helps to motivate the customers to buy now rather than later. The same can also be done with scarcity. Scarcity is when you make the product or service limited in availability, making it more attractive. The PS or the postscript can be an effective last-minute way to close the deal and get that sale. In your PS, you want to remind the reader of the central point of your sales page. You can also use this section or this element to add urgency or scarcity.